Hey guys, Chris you're seeing here back again from C&H Small for another quickie informative review video here. What I have in front of me today is a SEARS Craftsman 5.5 24-inch cutting path with a 3-speed transmission snowblower. We had a customer here this past week, and he apparently left his machine in his garage for about a year and a half, almost 2 years time. And he called us up because he wanted to have it, prepped prior to the season right here, so he can actually have it ready to go at a moment's notice if he needs it outside for his driveway and walkway and stuff like that. So I'll be doing a review video for the work that we had to do to this specific machine. He originally called us up and told us the machine was not running, and originally the actual tires were off the actual rim on here for that. So we first checked out the tires on here, and it looked like somebody tried to actually I want to call it fix the tires on it, because there was some kind of almost like a slimy sealant or something on the outside of the actual rim. And these specific tires, or I should say the specific wheels on here, they are solid plastic. They're not steel or some other kind of metal under here for that, but they're solid plastic. And what we had to do over here in order to get the thing to actually seal properly, we had to clean up the rim with some hot soapy water first. Then we had to hit it with a I use a small Brillo pad, because there was all kind of like sealant residue or something left on the actual lip around the whole outside with the actual bead seals on here. So anytime you got like a plastic tire like these ones right here, please do not put any kind of sealant or slime or like anti-leaking agent on the actual lip right there for that, because it's a real bitch to get off right there for that. I don't like telling people that, but that's what it is right there specifically. So do not use any kind of sealant or any kind of anti-leaking solution like that. I think they sell like Home Depot and some of the automotive stores, I think it's called slime or something like that. So do not put anything like that on these plastic wheels right here for this machine. Okay, I'll move on to the next portion here we had to actually do for this guy. He needed 2 new drive belts. You got your auger belt right here. You have also your drive belt for your actual transmission unit as well too. Apparently somebody flipped this thing up in the air, and they had the actual dipstick taken out of the machine, and then it basically got oil all down inside the actual pulleys on the actual belt itself. And we had to clean all that up. It took about a good 40-45 minutes of brake cleaner and everything else like that to get it all cleaned up, because anytime you got oil on your pulleys and all your connecting equipment underneath there, it will basically cause the belt to slip and possibly slip off as well too. The other thing we actually found on this one specifically was somebody had to have been tampering with this machine, because your selector lever up here in the back, you have a spring inside right here. Apparently whenever we looked it up online, it clearly marked the actual spring. It sort of looks like a V shape like this, and it actually clicks on this mechanism right down here. So basically whenever you're engaging and disengaging the first and second and third gears, it clicks and actually latches onto the actual selector lever right here as well too for that. And whoever had this thing before us, or they might have been tampering with it over here, I really don't know, but that spring was definitely missing in there, and the only way to take it out is you have to disassemble the actual plastic covering right there for that. So do not try to take those things apart, because if you do lose them right there, the actual diagrams that we actually found from the actual SEARS website, the actual picture was completely wrong, because the spring has to be in a horizontal position, and the actual diagrams, for whatever reason, are showing the actual spring in a vertical position as it should, even though it's a complete line of crap. It's not actually accurate, to say the least, right there for that. Okay, we'll move on to the next and the last thing we actually had to do to this thing to get it running properly, and it was actually they have a bearing unit on these machines back here in the transmission. Your transmission It's a plastic gearbox on these machines right here, and somebody must have been tampering with the machine, because I actually asked a customer, and he told me his grandfather might have been messing with it. And right down here, you see here, you have a plastic what we'll call bearing or bushing down inside here. You have a special washer as well too. Well, this comes out of the actual transmission itself right here for it. It's like a mounting support beam or something like that. And also down below here, you have 2 bolts that actually hold the transmission in place as well too. Those 2 bolts were basically almost 95% out right there, and the actual bushing right here, it's a plastic bushing that actually fits in. It's almost like a hex shaped that fits into the actual steel casing right there, plus the actual steel washer. You need a pin right here as well too. What that does is provides proper alignment for the actual transmission pulley that comes up off the belt right here in order for it to line up properly. And if those things are not in there, the transmission will be jumping around back and forth like that and not being able to keep the belt in the proper position and alignment. So you need those specific parts on it. And this is actually the first machine we had that had somebody was taking those parts off of there, and it was not in proper fashion right there for that. The last thing we had to do on here was a typical R&R for the actual carb clean or build. The guy's bowl was basically almost like a dark brown side there, and he needed a complete overhaul, a carburetor, new carb bowl, and we did that. And this carburetor is a non-adjustable style carburetor on here. This is the Tecumseh winter engine. This is the I don't know what I'm saying. The Tecumseh Snow King winter engineered engine, as they have on the actual tag on the gas tank right there for that. So you can actually see it. It says Snow King winter engineered engine by Tecumseh. And I'll give you a shot of the actual decal here for the engine as well too, guys. So let me get down on my knees here, so bear with me here for that. Okay, here we go. It is the model number. You can just zoom in on here for you guys. Right there we go. It's LH195SP, spec number 67517D with the date of manufacture of 05 starting right there for that. So made by Tecumseh. This is the pre-2008 machines right there, and this is a non-adjustable carburetor. You probably can't see the, oh there we go. Okay, you can see the bottom of the carb. So the carb has a fixed main jet right there for that, so it's non-adjustable right there for that. So some of these non-adjustable ones actually run better than the typical adjustable ones, because if you compare like the non-adjustable ones to the adjustable ones, we have more success with the non-adjustable ones running fine as opposed to the adjustable ones from time to time. So personally, whenever you're looking up for new carburetors online, more than likely the replacement carburetors for the older style, you will find them that they will have a non-adjustable carburetor. Like say you find, say you got a snowblower like this, it's like a 1995 or something, and you go to eBay and you find a replacement carburetor that's an OEM upgrade carburetor. More than likely that carburetor will be a non-adjustable carburetor, simply because over time they tightened up the regulations and Tecumseh had to come up with a newer design, and because of that the carburetor is no longer adjustable for that. Plus sometimes they actually do run better as well too because of that fact. So I'll go ahead and fire this thing up here for you guys, so bear with me here. I'm a little bit under the weather. My head's clogged up, so that's why I'm talking like I'm talking right now. So let me fire this thing up here for you guys. Okay, let's get this thing going here. Auger's working fine. Yeah, auger's working great. Okay, we'll put it in drive. Here's the second, here's first. Let's get things going here. everything's working perfectly fine on the machine right now, so it's basically good to go for the customer. Let me bring the idle back down to low speed. That rattling you hear, that's just the front auger right there. It's vibrating against the grind. So there you go, guys. I'll give you a shot of the actual engine, or I should the actual frame tag right here as well too. And this machine was made in Canada, if you believe that. So here's the model number right here specifically. It's a 31A-3CD E799 right there for that. So you have a model number from the MTD and also the serial number from the actual we will call it tag, plus the SEARS Craftsman model number of 247.88455.0. So you have the MTD number and the actual SEARS reference number right there for the model number. So there's one other thing I want to show you guys. Okay, let me flip it up here. Here is the actual transmission. It has a one-piece transmission. It's one machine right here. As you see right here, it is a plastic casing transmission right here. That's the bottom unit right there. It does not have the typical gearing as the older like 90s designs out there have. So this one has a transmission solely by itself on here. And the other thing is, if you do have to have a transmission replaced on these things, they are not cheap to say the least. They're about $180, $190 for a new, brand new OEM transmission from Tecumseh right there. That's no joke. I actually called the old phone number and also emailed them regarding that fact. It's about $180. I think it's $180 plus shipping and handling and tax right there for that. So if you have a transmission, you decide to blow on one of these things, it may not be cost effective to simply replace it, because the person I think originally bought this thing here, and he actually brought it over to us. I think he bought this thing at a yard sale for about $200. So if you had to go out and buy another transmission for this one machine, and you already spent, you know, $200 on a machine, and the actual transmission might be another $200, it might not be cost effective to actually repair for that specific reason. So if anybody has any comments, questions, whatnot, as usual, feel free to call me here, or just leave me a message if you want to do that, and I'll try to help you with any kind of basic information on your machine. I'll see you guys. Have a nice day.